A quiet weekend for Alpha Live this weekend with only the Whilton Mill Kart Club on. But Whilton Mill Kart Club always produces great racing, and this week's Senior X30 final was no different. 3.5 seconds covering second down to 10th place, it was impossible to call who was going to finish where. Sit back, relax and enjoy what was an excellent race.
Indeed, can Kian Geraghty make it 3 from 3 then? He's been super impressive so far today, and he leads us to the lights then. We get it underway, the Senior X30 final, and immediately taking to the front is Kian Geraghty. In behind, they're all battling at it to see who can get track position early on in this race. Immediately moving to the inside as one of the Tim Wilson Motorsport karts. Holds onto it through the first couple of corners, and through Christmas Corner they come then. Another Tim Wilson Motorsport, one of their teammates. I think that's Harvey Roth, who's still holding form there in second place, and one driver getting shuffled out wide there on the exit of Ashby. We've seen that happen a couple of times. You can try and move around the outside down at Ashby. That leaves you open to someone shoving you off onto the grass just like that. There's the 273 of Rylan Ekberg still pressuring Harvey Roth then for second place. And in behind, Harry Torpy and now Henry Gregory are the ones pressuring, as Alistair Cresswell has just lost a position or two. Literally one position down to 6th place he's gone on the first lap of the race. But still, Geraghty leading the field.
Now there's been some strong moves through the field. I want to point out Macy Hitter has made a few places on that first lap. There's Lewis Bird on the inside of Alistair Cresswell. Micah Taylor just sitting in behind. Micah's going to look at going for the move. Can't get it because the Cresswell defends into Ashby. And Ashby's a really good overtaking opportunity and a good defending opportunity. So, oh my word, Ollie Rans went airborne. Call up American Airlines, they'll be on their way. Morgan Hill on the inside of Micah Taylor. Gets the job done nice and simple. There's a lot of action already, and we've still got loads of time left. So what more can we ask for? There's a driver in such a struggle there. That's number 37. So down near the back of the grid, he's got some work to do. That's Ollie Keenan in the Croc Promotions kart. Down the inside goes Ryan Lexberg on Harvey Roth. So this is the battle for second place. Already heating up, but this is all going to work in Kian Geraghty's favour as he leads the way. Kian Geraghty just holding his time. He's already set the fastest lap of the race. Ryan Expert's going to have to watch out for Harvey Roth.
Yeah, already starting to build that gap, isn't he? Already building a nice, almost a second on the last lap. And now that we've seen this change for second place, you can only assume that that gap will have built out even more over this last lap, giving the potential opportunity for Harry Torpy and Henry Gregory in the background. Oh. Big off in the background, big impact into the barrier, and that's Keon Leon Gamiao on the 99 there. Just about keeps his head on attached to the rest of his body as he clatters into the barrier backwards, but it looks as though that car isn't going any further and he won't continue on with this race. Archie Heron there, that was getting a good exit off of the first couple of corners, I believe taking away a place for himself there. Great camera shot as you see the drivers on the edge of grip there as they fly through that right hander, but it looks as though, as you pointed out, full course yellow out on circuit, Battenberg conditions. Morgan Hill out of this race, there he is on your big screen now as the rest of the field come through. Lovely transition there from Johnny, who's the cameraman, out on the final port of the circuit. But it looks like we're going green flag conditions already. Kian Geraghty makes the jump early on there. Unlike we've seen earlier, some drivers really waiting at that last corner before they go for it. This time Kian goes early. Will that benefit him or will that be a hamper? We'll wait and see. There's a cheeky move. Is that Archie Heron once again on the 159 making a move? Yes, it is. Through on Jensen Buckingham this time for 11th place.
Well, I don't know if Archie Heron forgot that four wheels is better than two actually. Managed to get through on turn 2 pretty much on 2 wheels, so a good move there by Archie Heron. There's Harry Torpy on the screens trying to chase down Harvey Roth, but this is all really not going to work in Kian Geraghty's favour because he's got that big gap that he gained at the start all gone to fall, and now he's going to have to redo it again, obviously with the opportunity for Rylan Ekberg to even look at a lead change. I mean, hopefully we can see that, and I mean, it'll work out in Rylan Ekberg's favour.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you were saying about that, 4 wheels works better than 2, but it's not quite stylish, is it? We'll have a bit of 2-wheeled overtaking, and so do the drivers out there as well, it seems. 51 of Fred Green makes the move down the inside on Alistair Cresswell. That's the move for 7th place then. Through he goes. More points for his championship tally by the end of this race. 6 minutes and 20 left to go. Late move from Henry Gregory, but possibly a little bit too late there. Anyway, thoughts of Harry Torpy coming out of my mouth. But Henry Gregory, anyway, makes up the position. Through follows Lewis Bird. So Gregory up to 4th, Bird up to 5th. Torpy down to 6th place, and now he's got Alistair Cresswell for company, same as Fred Green, Michael Taylor, Ollie Rans, all of these drivers in this train. Now we saw Cian Garrity build out a nice about 1.5 second gap. He's starting to build that out again with a new fastest lap of the race, a 46.37. The drivers around him in the 46.6s, 46.5s. So Cian Garrity doing all he needs to at the front of the order. The change on your screen, down the inside goes Lewis Bird, takes 4th place away from Henry Gregory.
Well, I mean, Henry Gregory, that move was later than the word late. So the driver of the number 77 on that Vismo kart doing wonders so far in this race. Watch out for Fred Green. He's been at it all race, and obviously the Green family having just won the Junior X30 final, going well so far. Obviously, want to take another crown to take home. I wonder how it is driving home with your siblings who've just raced with you. I wonder if they'll be shouting at each other, wondering.
Oh, almost certainly.
Probably Zach Green going, "Oh, I've got a trophy."
Perfect.
Oh, he'll hate me for that one.
Yeah, that was lovely. That's exactly what he sounds like.
Oh God,
poor lad.
Well, anyway, let's get back to the racing, shall we? Yeah, brilliant racing so far by all our Senior X30 drivers. Fred Green just closing in on Henry Gregory. Will he look at a move anytime soon? So far, it's just going to have to be a game of waiting. It's almost like a game of cards. You can't always go for it on the first minute. You kind of have to bide your time and go for the win at the end of the race. Saying the end of the race, still got 4 minutes left, so a lot of time. Cian Garrity makes the fastest lap, and Fred Green goes on the inside of Henry Gregory.
Nice
so Henry Gregory has got his work cut out for him. He's had obviously had a good few laps, but obviously wasn't enough to match Fred Green's pace, and now he can try and pull away with Fred Green and try and catch up to the guys in front. There's Alistair Cresswell, who's had a pretty decent start, just following behind Harry Torpy. There hasn't really been much overtakes going on through this race. It's kind of everyone just staying in one pack.
He's not been quite as feisty this race, Harry Torpy, has he? If you've seen in previous ones, going for crazy sends, and that's why often he is known as the Torpedo. But sitting comfortable in this pack at the moment is Harry Torpy. And like you were saying, Fred Green pressing on really nicely. Lewis Bird initially slipped past Henry Gregory, then did Fred Green. So Henry Gregory back down to 6th place then as the timing finally updates on the left-hand side of your screen. I will say, it is like a big card game, to be fair. You've got to plan many moves ahead, just like a card game or a chess game, but this is definitely a much more exciting spectator sport than a card game or a chess game. And we have been treated to some fantastic racing throughout the day here at the Whilton Mill Kart Club. Late move to the inside. That's on the 224 of Lewis Bird, taking away a podium position there from Harvey Roth and sending the Tim Wilson Motorsport driver packing, and back down to 4th place he goes.
Well, throw the decks on the floor. It's Lewis Bird coming through, and he's made his move and made his mark on Harvey Roth, and that's actually for the podium spot. So Lewis Bird making that final podium spot. This is for a bit of silverware, which I mean everyone wants to go home with, but only 3 people can do that so far in this Senior X30 final. So far it's looking good for Lewis Bird and Cian Garrity, who's been leading the way so far. Managed to pull up a bit of a gap from Rylan Ekberg, but it's all to play for with still 2.5 minutes left.
Indeed, definitely still all to play for. Nice bit of a gap at the front for Garrity, but all still scrapping in behind. There is the 36 of Roth now under pressure from Green. And then this lovely train in behind. Through across the line they come then. Starting lap number 12 of this Senior X30 final for round number 3 of the Whilton Mill Kart Club. Move down the inside from Fred Green. Now relegates Harvey Roth to 5th place. What was looking like a potential podium for Harvey seems to now be really trying to hold on to the top 5 for the last couple of minutes of this race. He's got a little bit of a gap back to Henry Gregory, who heads up the following train, and Henry Gregory under pressure from his teammate. There's a late move down the inside. Archie Heron shuffles the 27, that was of Ollie Rance, out of the way, and Archie Heron forces his way up into the top 10. We do have a mechanical flag that's just gone out, though, sadly, for the 115 of Hugo Haynes. So Hugo, where is he lapping in this order at the moment? 30th place at the moment for Hugo, and he's quite a way off of 29th, which leads me to believe that maybe he's had a bit of contact with someone that then has caused the mechanical issue. Well,
yeah, so unfortunate there for the driver. But there's Harry Torpin, he screams at you. There he is. Oh, whoa, getting really close there. Henry Gregory nearly having some problems there.
That's a mechanical issue, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah,
trying to get back to the pit lane. So that is Hugo Haynes just trying to get back to the pits.
Yeah, Hugo Haynes, he tried to get back to the pits, and Henry Gregory nearly getting into tow with the driver there of Hugo Haynes. Anyway, let's move on to Harry Torpy, who's looking at maybe a move on Henry Gregory. He's definitely sizing one up, but it's not an overtake that you can do any second. It's got a couple kart lengths to close in, and hopefully then can go for a move. I saw that move. There's Fred Green on the inside of Lewis Bird. So the two teammates, Fred Green has found a lot of pace recently. There's 115 coming in, but Fred Green in the last few laps has found some good pace. So maybe this could be a challenge for P2 against Rylan Ekberg.
He's been pressing on really nicely, hasn't he? Now takes away the podium position from his teammate, as you mentioned. Croc Promotion still 3rd and 4th. Just swapped around now as Green goes through on Bird. Now, as you mentioned, Rylan Ekberg under a bit of pressure for that 2nd place. Another person under pressure still is Henry Gregory. He's nearly takes off through that curb on the left. It's crazy watching the drivers do that final complex now. And on to the final lap we go, this Senior X30 final. It looks as though Kian Garrity has this one signed, sealed and delivered at the moment. He's just got to hold on to it for one more lap of this Whilton Mill International Kart Circuit. But Rylan Ekberg is under pressure down to Ashby as nearly Lewis Bird getting chucked off wide as the drivers head out to the left-hand side of the circuit. They open up the corner for themselves again. Up and under tries Fred Green, though. What a perfect move. Read so nicely, but Ekberg tries to hold him around the outside and he can't quite do it. Gets forced out wide and Green slips through. But here is Kian Garrity. What a perfect day it's been for Kian so far today. What a fantastic driver he is. And he takes the win in the Senior X30 final. As they come across the line, though, it will be Fred Green who takes 2nd place. Rylan Ekberg has to settle for 3rd. Lewis Bird just about holds onto the car and stays there in 4th place. And we lost Harvey Roth on that last lap. I'm watching him tumble down the timing order. So something happened to Harvey Roth on that last lap. Let's see if he does actually make it to the checkered flag. Nope, there he is, out on the last lap of the race.